Jacob 1-2, Jacob 1-2, Jacob 1-2.
With the Jews. Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah, baby. Mark's Conte recording. Holy shit, man. The Jews are on the march.
You're gonna get the worst ride of your life. They're getting paid. Like now.
Jews are on the march.
I am not asking to be the leader. I'm asking to be their guide. I've seen it all. I've seen struggle and trouble. And I'm going to take these children, these soldiers, these future leaders. These are my people. And we're going to create an army. We're at war with you, Mr. de Blasio. Here is my army. Yes?
The point is, the Jews are not fucking around, man. I told you, man. What's up, man? Marcus Conte reporting. I told you. You kicked the wrong dog, man. These people are not gonna fucking lay down, man. You're gonna take away their livelihood. You're gonna take away their businesses with some bullshit virus statistic that you can't even prove. Good luck. This is 2 nights ago, but apparently it went on last night as well. So I might head over there tonight and check it out. All right? I'll put on my Jew hat, man. I'll put on my fucking Jew curls and Jew hat so I don't get beat up. I'll put on a yarmulke. The Jew Army. That's that. Oh man, that should have been the title, man. Jew Army. That's what they're forming right now. They're not fucking around. Very, very tight community. All for Trump. Oh, Trump sign. Where's the fucking Biden? Jews for Trump. You're not going to see them breaking up their community. You're not going to see them looting their community. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Don't you get it? Things are good about it. Awesome, man.
Mr. de Blasio, you have the guts to come here and face us. You don't even have the guts.
Just a little bit. You guys can stand there.
Powerful, right? It's powerful stuff, man.
I just want space. That's all.
Powerful shit we're experiencing right now in this country, man. This is a real America. These are Americans, baby. I know you might hate the Jews, but dude, these are fucking Americans, man. These people are standing up for themselves. Look at the numbers. 47th Street and 7. I gotta go over. Great footage. Great imagery. Thank you, Bill West again for pulling the video. All right, so they got a flat. You got a flat tire. I'm so sorry. We're sorry. You got a flat. You shouldn't be here doing your stupid work. You have to be honest. Amazing footage. This is all This is pro-Trump, Second Amendment, First Amendment. Excuse me. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You're going to tell me to wear a mask. You're going to tell. There you go. You're going to tell my children to put a mask on? Are you fucking crazy? What, are you kidding me? That's what you're up against, man. That's a good point, someone says. Christian Lifetime New York City says in the chat, where is Antifa and Black Lives Matter? Good point, man. Nowhere to be found. You think Black Lives Matter and Antifa has any chance in this community? Are you kidding me? They'll come in there, these Jews will jump all over them. There'll be no, they are all one, they are all on the same team.
How can we let an incompetent, unacceptable woman into office? And I did not call her any racial names, just for your knowledge. Yes, I called her a bad name. You know what? I believe that she's a bad woman. She lost $1.25 billion. $1.25 billion. Wow, I could have done with that. 1,600 homes I could have built.
So there you go, man. Marcus Conte reporting. So this is going to be. There's a lot of footage, a lot of stuff, man. When Jews attack, I said it the other day when I first saw it on the 7th. I said, "Uh oh." You kicked the wrong dog, man. You took your stick. It's like a bee's nest. You took your stick and you put it in a bee's nest and you wiggled it around just to see what would happen. And every bee will come out and sting you to defend their nest. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to protect our families, protect our neighborhood, right? And these fine people over here in Borough Park, less than 2 miles away from where I am right now, where I might not be for long, but certainly am right now, are fighting back. I understand the Jew. Marcus Conte from New York City. I understand the Jew. I worked for Jews. I worked in a nursing home with all Jews. They're 2 years, all Jew. Right? So I understand them. They're very smart. They're very calculated, and they don't yield. They do not yield. They will win this. So what is the bitch, right? They're getting all this fake reports about COVID spikes in their neighborhood, and you can't prove any of it. None of it is. They're saying, "Where? Show us the evidence." What fucking statistic? There hasn't been anything here. So that's what's going on over there in Borough Park. I got a lot of videos, man. We'll look at a lot more as we move on. There's also top stories. Trump said "fuck you" to a remote debate. Is that was the controversy there? Let's have a debate, but let's make it remotely. Fucking Trump said "fuck you." No. Trump said there will be no debate if it's remote. Face to face. Show up, Sleepy Joe. Some other stuff too. I got that clip of Nancy Pelosi again is standing on a soapbox screaming 25th Amendment. Trump is erratic. We have to remove him to save the country. Crazy. Purdue Pharma, news on Purdue Pharma. I told you they were going to get away with it. No criminal charges. They're going to pay some money. The rich are getting richer, it says. High-end retailers and posh eateries are bouncing back in Manhattan while everything else falls under. And Broadway is basically fucked. Be grateful if you've ever seen a Broadway show. If you have ever seen a Broadway show in your life, congratulations, because you may have seen the last of it. Because at this rate, unless they move it out of Broadway, unless Broadway moves away from Times Square, maybe to a space where there is space, maybe something bigger, where there's space between the people, and that's not even the real experience. The experience of Broadway is to show up and be jammed in a little, theater. The theater is part of the character. The theater, the sound of the theater, the walls, the old crystal ball on the fucking crystal on the ceiling, the chandelier, and the wood banisters around, and the sound of the old theaters is fucking gone. Why? Because they got this bullshit that you can't have people come in and sit next to each other because they're going to kill each other in terms of a fake virus. So, but and that idea that you're going to operate Broadway shows on Broadway at half capacity or a third or a quarter capacity is a bad business plan. So there's a little news on that. I'll read it when we get there. Another prediction that I had said. I said that the part of the COVID-19 scandemic, whatever, scaredemic, was to scare people straight in terms of their poor health. A lot of sick people in this country. And being sick, having a lot of sick people in this country and in the world, became very expensive for the healthcare industry, right? It used to be profitable to make people sick and then fix them, right? Treat the disease, create the disease, get people sick enough so that we can cure them, and then we could make the money on it. But what happened was we hit a tipping point where so many sick people, mostly because of the medications that people take, is just bullshit medications. Everybody's on a shit medication, some kind of pill or fucking ointment or swab or some kind of colorectal fucking thing up your ass or heart fucking cleanser. So much bullshit. So much bullshit medication that was spurring out of the medical field. This is not theory. This is fact. These medications kill people. Some of those, the renal. I remember in the late '80s, some of those renal medications were killing people. They would destroy your kidneys, and then you'd end up on dialysis, and maybe you last 3 years and you're dead on dialysis. So a lot of heart disease, right? They never say in any of this, they never say, get off your fat ass and go outside and exercise. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. My leg hurts. I can't exercise. Oh, no, I can't exercise. I got a bad heart. No, you got a bad heart because you don't exercise. Right? I used to say that to people. I tried to, even when I was learning guitar, and then when I started teaching it, people would say, or I would say, oh, my fingers hurt from playing. It's like, no, your fingers hurt from not playing. If you play all the time, it doesn't hurt. I exercise all the time. I run 5 miles. I don't suffer from any pain at all. So that the theory that you're too sick to exercise is a fucking bad theory. It's killing you. And then we'll go heavily into the Jews fighting back, Orthodox Jews, man. It's fucking brilliant, really. I haven't seen any. This is a real uprising. This is real. Right? These people don't fuck around. Like I said, they'll sue you. You think like jerk offs online try to sue people. These people will fucking bring you into court. They will find you. They will rally around you. Right? No fucking around. So there you go. So Marcus Conte reporting. Kindly go to my website, marcusconte.com. That is where I live. I haven't updated it today or yesterday because I was on the road again. I was out in the country yesterday. It's beautiful, man. It was beautiful. I'll tell you more about it. This is a developing story in my life where I'm planning a getaway, but I don't want to give it away until I'm firmly in place. But it's looking good, man. It's looking good. And if we ever disappear on YouTube, I would love for the site to grow. I would love for this messaging to grow, but it seems we don't have a partner in YouTube. I mean, BlueTube. You know who I'm talking about. We don't have a partner. We have someone that wants to stuff us and shut us down. Maybe it'll change after the election. Who knows? But I don't think so. I just think that. Voices like this are important, and it would be nice to get the larger numbers because then there's ultimately larger income. If you hit more people will give and such. But it can be done on low numbers, as long as people help, as long as people drop the links, share these videos. Not for my sake, for your sake, right? If you see this messaging as truthful, then you want to spread the truth, right? And that's what I'm here for. So help me spread the truth. And by doing that, also tip jar at PayPal and Patreon to join for as little as $2 a month, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. I had $2. It's like buying Conte a cup of coffee every month. What's the big deal, man? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. A lot of other stuff, free book on this website. So any site, any videos that disappear on this blue tube, just kindly click on the BitChute, and you'll find the videos that were yanked. So let's start here, right? So we have a presidential debate coming up. I just wanted to throw this out there because this is rather interesting. Biden affirms, I will eliminate your student debt. Forbes is reporting Biden is saying, at least verbally saying, that he will eliminate student debt. What student debt? All student debt? Biden affirms his commitment to broad student loan forgiveness at a town hall in Miami on Tuesday. Hey, Trump, why don't you do the same? Why don't you eliminate old student debt? All right, strapping people down with all the student debt. All right, fucking give it up already, man. Let it go. Uh-oh, with Buffy. Uh-oh, we're getting too strong. We're getting too powerful. Did I say blue tube? Bloob. Let's wait for it to pop on. Give me a 1 if we're not buffering. Give me a 1 if we're good. I saw a little red. Let me know. Are we up? A little music while we're waiting. Are we up? Let me know if we're not buffering. Good. Okay. All right, we're back. I don't know why it's giving me some problems here. I'm seeing. I mean, maybe they're just flashing me. Maybe that's what they do is they try to flash you. They try to flash you and say, "Oh, fucking, you're not streaming." But I am streaming. I'm streaming fine. My shit is, everything is clean and green. Right? I don't want to refresh this page or I'll lose it. I will lose it. See how it throws off your game too? Here you are, fucking. You're out there trying to talk. So the Biden, Mr. Biden, working fine. Good. All right, we're working fine. So Joe Biden has said that he will remove. I am going to eliminate student debt if you come from a family making less than $125,000 and went to public university. Well, that's not fair. What about people that went to real schools or different schools? Why only public? Why only public college forgiveness? What happens if you went to a real school many years ago, like I did, and and you right? You should forgive all debts. I don't like that. Biden also said, I'm going to make sure everyone gets $10,000 knocked off their student debt. All right, well, knock it all off, right? Fucking come on, man. Knock that shit down, man. Get rid of it. And Biden further proposed giving young people $15,000 credit towards a down payment on their first home. Interesting. Right? Well, these are socialism. Is this socialism to eliminate student debt that doesn't pay off anymore? People have $200,000 in student debt, and they can't pay it, and there's no job to ever make that kind of money back for the most part. Is that a bad thing? No, it's a good thing. So I think Trump should jump on that bandwagon. I'll ring a little bit of alarm. That makes a lot of people happy. A lot of students that are strapped for student debt. And they see that, they're like, fucking lesser of two evils. Just to get the student debt dissolved, I'll vote for Biden. So Trump should take note on that. I would definitely get a note to Trump. Get rid of student debt, and the other one is legalize marijuana, because you're losing those arguments. People want both of those things. It's just overwhelming consensus. Go with the people. Right? Don't go with your old-fashioned thinking. Just listen to the people. People want student debt forgiveness, and they want legal marijuana and other things. But it's interesting. The 50 richest Americans are worth as much as the poorest 165 million people. That doesn't bother you? I don't understand how when you see a statistic like this, it doesn't just irk you. And you think like, oh, well, those 50, that's the American way, right? They did all the right things, and they made their way in this world, and you're just jealous because they're richer than you. And there's some degree of, it's not jealousy. It's not envy either. It's anger that the system favors this very, very exclusive group of people, where 50 people have more wealth than the bottom half of the country. It's fucking absurd. It's absurd. That's too much concentrated wealth. They're the ones who buy the politicians. They buy influence. That's why you got corrupt politicians, because of the concentration of wealth at the top. They pay off the politicians. You think that the politicians are listening to you? You think that they're listening to you? No, they're listening to the donors. Maybe during an election. Yeah, whatever. Fucking, student loan forgiveness, Biden says. Yeah, we'll do that. And then they forget all about it. It's like Obama with the idea was healthcare for all. And he ran on that platform, universal single payer, universal healthcare for all. And then it became universal coverage, where it's like mandating you pay for it. That's fucked up. So politicians like Obama cracked on the pressure, and but nonetheless, the Obama did what all politicians do. They look out into the audience and they say, yeah, vote for me. I'll say whatever I need to say, and then the second they get elected, they turn to the donor class, the people that paid the bill for them to run and win, and say, how can I help you? Is it quid pro quo? It's just a corrupt system that we have, that a senator can't become a senator without $30 million of support through corporate financing, or Congress $3 or $4 or $5 million needed to run a proper campaign. If a proper campaign, meaning that you have a proper campaign manager in place that has a track record of winning and getting people elected, and tells you shut the hell up and tells you what to say, take this money, take that money, right? Without that, you can't really win. It's hard because they'll cheat you in the end. So anyway, but it's just a statistic, just something to put in your hat, right? Fucking look at this number. Look at these numbers. While the top 1% of Americans have a combined net worth of $34.2 trillion, the poorest 50%, this is just U.S. This is just U.S. The 1% has $34.2 trillion. The poorest 50%, about 165 million, hold just 2.0 trillion. That, or 1.9% of all household wealth. Unbelievable. It's not even close. Half the country has 2 trillion, and the 1% have $34.2 trillion. Right? Now, how do you beat somebody like that? How do you compete? If 165 million people are scrambling for crumbs, and do you understand how you cannot, the people, the regular people of this country, where they're calling them poor, they're only poor because all the wealth is concentrated at the top. If the poor people would rise up, like the Jews are rising up here in Borough Park, you would have a different story. You would have a challenge to the 1%. You have to push them back. That's how change occurs. But people are stupid. People don't want to believe this. They want to say, "Oh, this is capitalism." No. I'm not for. I don't like socialism, communism. No, it's not. Somebody told me that's communism. If rich is rich, right? Rich people get richer, and that's good, right? I want to be rich someday too. That's what you tell yourself. That's what the media tells you. Oh no, that's you. Well, why are you attacking them, right? You want to raise taxes, raise their taxes. That means they're going to raise your taxes. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. That's precisely what that's what Pence was saying. That the Democrats want to raise your taxes. No, they want to. The Democrats, the messaging behind it is to hold corporatization accountable for their taxing, for the taxes that they owe, and try to deflate some of this absurd amount of wealth landing in their pocket, rather than have it work its way through the economy. All right. Hold on a second. I need a breath. So that's a staggering statistic. If you don't like it, then hey, you know what I'm saying. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And the rich will get richer. Don't push back. Think of yourself as a capitalist, and be comfortable with that. Wave the Trump flag, and capitalism, because it's capitalist, and we're making everything great. And stick with that mind frame, and nothing will change. Nothing will change. Or you'll get hustled by the dirty Democrats, and they'll steal your shit. They'll steal away your prospects of joy in America and prosperity. Right? A fake prosperity. Great story right here. This is how this right here is how you handle the masked hysteria one-on-one. Listen to this. Waitress says she got no tip. Rude message after telling customer to wear a mask. Good for you. So this is how you do it. If you're dissed and they say, put your mask on. Excuse me, you have to wear a mask. You say, you don't say anything, because if you want to eat in a restaurant, you do what they tell you to do, and you eat in a restaurant, or you just leave. But if you want to eat in a restaurant, and then what happens, because the waitress told the person to put a mask on while they were waiting or something, and when it came tip time, she said she paid her bill, and then she wrote in the tip area, mask. Mask. So the waitress is going to look and say, "Oh fuck." So and here's the leftist opinion of it. When your staff politely asks a customer to wear a mask until seated, this is how they are disrespected. Totally unacceptable. You should be ashamed of yourself. No. Shut your fucking hole. Shut your hole. Shut your hole. Worry about your own mask. Put a mask on. If you feel endangered, put a mask on. Nobody's telling you not to wear a mask. Don't fucking tell other people to wear a mask. Or service industry, you're not going to get a fucking tip. You're going to get stiffed. You're going to get stiffed because you're being a fucking dick. You're being a dick telling me to wear a mask, right? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Take that mask and stuff it up your fucking ass, man. Stuff that shit up your ass, man. Because I don't wear no fucking mask. I didn't come here to eat with a mask and listen to this mask bullshit. I came here to my restaurant that I love, and I want to eat, and you should fucking go wear a mask. Get out of here. Tell them that shit, right? This is in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania waitress claims she was stiffed on a tip and instead got a rude message after she reminded her customers to wear a mask when not seated. Unbelievable. Instead of a dollar amount, the customer wrote mask on the designated tip line for $23.50 at John Henry's Pub of Ardmore. I don't know where that is. Well, thank you for doing that, man. Thank you very much. When your staff polite, fuck you. Totally unacceptable. Fuck you. It isn't unacceptable. It's what you have to do. The waitress, Jamie Ledwith, told Philly the customer refused to wear the mask while walking through the bar area. They brushed it off. Hold on a second. I usually shut that shit off, man. Shut that shit off. So the customer was told to wear a mask in the bar, and they said while walking through the bar, probably going to the bathroom, they brushed it off their shoulder and said, "Well, it's no big deal. We're going to sit down anyway." Yeah, that's right. Right? If you don't like it, don't do service. If you're nervous of yourself, don't be a waiter. Right? If you can't handle yourself, if you're so you're gonna handle. First of all, you're gonna handle their plates. Right? You're going to clear the table. You're gonna serve. You're gonna clear the table. So if someone has this alleged bug, right? You're gonna be touching their plate and their silverware. So what the fuck are you worried about? That they what are they gonna do? They can't eat with a mask on. So I support it. I love it. It's not about the $5 tip that would have been 20%, Carney told the news station. It's about the disrespect. That's what I say to that, man. You got stiffed, man. So on the note of virtual presidential debates, here's Trump in his own words. Let's listen.
For the next face-off, a standoff tonight after the Presidential Debate Commission announced next week's Miami town hall would go virtual.
I'm not going to waste my time on a virtual debate. That's not what debating's all about. You sit behind a computer and do a debate. It's ridiculous.
The president dropping out days after announcing his COVID diagnosis. And
let's see if he still does. I want to say one other thing before I forget it, is that it wouldn't be a fair debate, first of all, because Biden would be sitting behind a screen, behind a camera with teleprompters. He will be coached. Part of debating is to see how the contestant does head to head. If it's virtual, but Trump won't do it, or maybe Trump will do it. Maybe Trump will have his advisors sitting in front of him saying like this. Right, and that's what Biden is going to do. You're going to see a lot of pauses. If they do that, you're going to see timely pauses where Biden is literally listening to or reading something a staff member is telling him, or he's seeing lights, green light, go in that direction, red light, turn the, he's going to be totally fucking coached. Biden, why? Because he's inferior. He's an inferior candidate. He's likely very senile.
And suggesting the debate initially set for Thursday should move to the following week, with another added October 29th. Joe Biden's campaign is rejecting that, instead calling for the town hall to move to the 22nd, saying the president's erratic behavior does not allow him to rewrite the calendar.
We set the dates. I'm sticking with the dates. I'm showing up. I'll be there. And in fact, if he shows up, fine. If he doesn't, fine.
Biden's already set for a separate town hall the night of the next.
It's totally. Here's the other thing about Trump. I think it's totally to Biden's advantage to not have a debate. Right? That's a problem. Trump should be cautious. Definitely not remote. But without every time Biden comes out in front of the people, it's not good for him. It's good for Trump. I think I might be wrong in that, but I think that the more people see Biden, the less they're going to like him, I guess. But certainly you can't have a fair debate with people like the dirty Democrats. They will cheat. You think Biden is going to sit in an empty room with how are you going to tell what's in front of him? If he's how do you know what's in front of me, right? You don't know. I am reading. I'm actually reading exactly what you're reading. I don't have any extra notes. The only thing I'm reading what you're reading. I'm watching a video like you're watching a video. But those guys, they'll have a screen and they'll be listening. Definitely fucking Biden will cheat if they do it remotely. And that's why they want it, right? That's a safeguard for Biden. And I think my gut says that it works to Biden's advantage because Biden sucks. And even if Trump has a 50,000 person rally the same day and makes a mockery out of it, it tends to look, it looks like Trump might be running away. That's all. Just things to think about.
Next debate, with the president planning a rally that evening, eager to get out of isolation, and today back in the Oval Office in the West Wing.
I don't think I'm contagious at all.
Experts say it's probably too soon for that to be true.
There's science and there's wishful thinking. Science tells us that it really is usually about 10 days after someone is first diagnosed until they're reliably non-infectious.
While the White House...
This is NBC reporting, and it's total bullshit. What is that the issue, right? You can't be around someone who is infected. Do the spit guard, right? They already had it. They had it in the VP debate. You saw the spit guard, right? They each had a spit guard in front of them, and they're 20 feet away from each other. There's no risk. There is no risk of any transmission after 10 days. So Trump is now asymptomatic. There's no fucking problem here.
Still refuses to say when the president last tested negative for the virus, a key data point for determining who else could be at risk. President Trump has plenty to say on other topics, appearing in 3 Twitter videos over the last 24 hours. He's addressing his treatment, the military, and senior citizens, but not addressing any of his staffers who now have COVID. At least 27 people connected to the administration or campaign have tested positive.
How many people are severely ill? Of the 27, how many people got anything more than a little bit of a runny nose and a little dizzy because their oxygen went down a little bit? How many? How many people are dead? How many of the 27 are dead? 0? That means that we have a 0% mortality rate. What is the mortality rate of people who died of COVID-19 in this last wave in the White House? What is the mortality rate of the 27 people? 0 mortality rate. Nobody has died. Nobody has been severely ill. I think there's one guy. There's one dude, right, who was like, he was in the hospital, right, and that was from September, right. But there's the mortality rate as it stands right now of Trump's inner circle is 0.
At least 2 of them, the president and first lady, gathering to honor family of fallen military members last Sunday, an event President Trump seemed to blame in part for his infection.
I met with Gulf Star families. I didn't want to cancel that. I can't back up, Maria, and say, give me room. I want room. Give me 12 feet. Stay 12 feet away when you talk. They come within an inch of my face sometimes. They want to hug me and they want to kiss me. And they do. And frankly, I'm not telling them to back up.
Melinda Kane's son, a Marine, died in Afghanistan in 2010.
It serves no purpose. It points the finger at Gold Star families who have already sacrificed so much.
And late tonight, a memo from the president's doctor says he is responding well to treatments and should be able to return to public engagements starting Saturday.
Hey, NBC News.
All right, so there you go. So virtual. Trump said, "Fuck you." It's not going to happen, man. I'm not having it, right? And here's the lunatic left from out of nowhere. Nancy Pelosi has declared Trump should be removed. First impeach, now remove him. Remove him. Is there a video? I don't even care about the video. But Nancy Pelosi says Democrats are looking at the 25th Amendment to remove Trump. So stupid. So fucking stupid. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Thursday threatened the Democrats that the Democrats are looking at using a provision of the 25th Amendment to effectively remove Trump from office. Whoa. Pelosi teased that she and her fellow Democrats are considering invoking the constitutional provision of the presidential succession, a seemingly fantastical yearning among Trump opponents. A fantastical yearning. That's what Nancy Pelosi is. She has a fantasy about knocking Trump out illegally or unethically. First impeachment, do you think they'll follow through with this? Of course they will. Because that's all they got. That's all they got. Just try to keep painting Trump a bad guy. Tomorrow, come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking, this is Pelosi. Come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the 25th Amendment, but not to take the attention away from the subject we have now, Pelosi told the reporters. Pelosi deflected a follow-up question about whether she believes it's time to invoke the amendment, which was ratified in 1967. Trump is recuperating at the White House after a 3-night hospitalization. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow, says Nancy. Now, it would require that, here it is. The 25th Amendment grants a role to the House of Representatives, in cases of presidential secession or temporary incapacitation. Secession or is Trump incapacitated? Is that fucking ridiculous? It allows either the vice president and cabinet or some other entity designated by Congress to declare the president unable to perform his duties. Congress never created an entity to supplant the cabinet in making that decision. Pure, unadulterated lunacy. Lunacy to try to invoke an amendment to look at this portable fucking pod. Look at this. Do you see this picture right here? What is this? What is this? A ported pod, a portable pod. Oh, look. You can there, see? Now if you feel bad about yourself and you feel like you're going to get diseased, buy one of these things. Look at this thing, man. This shit is great. Or buy one of the hats. That's probably what I was shopping for. But look at this. This portable protection pod may give you some peace of mind while traveling. Yeah, fucking wrap yourself up in that shit. Nobody's gonna bother you. Who cares? So stupid. You wanna look like a retard? You want to isolate your germination from others and such, and you want to take the middle seat on the airline? Take this. Get a fucking iPod. Get a Porto Pod. How much are they? How much are they, man? $69. That's not bad, man. So for $69.99, you could have a Porto Pod. A Porto Pod, you could get it. You could also, I guess, for an extra $20, you can get a hole carved in the seat and a shit bag so that you don't have to get up. You could shit and piss in your chair, right? And you could have your meal under the underneath the plastic coating, right? That's what you do, right? And if you suffocate in there, that's tough. So what? Tough. You don't even have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask under all that nonsense, right? It's a good thing, right? So, well, thank you for that. Thank you. So that's why you leave the ads up, right? Because you could use one of those things. So this is bullshit, right? This is total bullshit. First of all, the vice president. Do you think what are the chances of Mike Pence, the vice president of the United States, saying publicly or otherwise, or signing on to the fact that Trump is incapacitated at this moment? That is so ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But it's also a sign of what's coming. When Trump wins again, when Trump wins re-election, the Democrats will, because impeachment failed, right? They don't have to worry about him getting reelected because, well, maybe Trump could change the rules to 3 terms. I don't think he will. I don't think he can. I don't think he'll be able to do that. And I don't think he should. I think 2 terms is probably too much. Knock it down to 3 years a term, 3 and 3, or just a 1 6-year term. How about 1 6-year term, so that the president doesn't have to worry about getting reelected? That would be great. No more incumbent presidents. Just six years. Just a thought. Right? 6-year term, no bullshit. Compromise. It's not 8. It's not 4. You get 6. But anyway, the 25th Amendment it requires that vice president would assume power, but he would also have to sign on to kicking Trump out of office. Ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Before we good morning everybody in the chat. Mark's Conte reporting. We're just doing some of the crazy news. We're gonna get to the mosh pit Jews in a second. Just relax, man. It's good. It's good stuff, man. We got a lot of videos to watch. We're gonna be here for a while. Holy shit, man! Fucking shit. The videos are getting longer and longer, man. But thank you for joining me. I really I appreciate you. I wish everybody would help me to expand this channel because I'm doing everything I can to do it. Share these videos. Say, hey, man, this guy's like on to something, man. This guy's speaking truth over here. You should definitely listen to him. And work is my PR team, right? It's fucking. How many of us? We got like maybe 500 tried and true, another couple of thousand that lurk. Help some of the lifting. Just get get this messaging out to other people and talk about it, and that would be helpful. So more truth, another truth bomb, as predicted by this reporter at least. Purdue Pharma nears guilty plea agreement over alleged role in opiate crises. Oh, sounds good. Guilty. They're guilty, right? So that means they're going to go to jail, right? Wrong. Company expects to face penalties exceeding $8 billion while Sackler family members will avoid criminal charges in settlement. So there you have it. The Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family, as predicted, made billions. You say, oh shit, they're getting fined $8 billion. Not a big deal. It's only a part of the pie. They probably stole, and they probably have another $10 billion hidden in offshore accounts and other investments. Billions and billions and billions of dollars stuffed up their ass because they've been making money so long since the 90s. You'll never get all that money. So if you shut them down at now and they give back $8 billion, it's not a big deal, really. It's not a big deal. It just what happens is they pay the money. They pay. It's like a regular person maybe paying, I don't know, maybe it's not a smack in the, it's not like a letting go, but it's maybe like you got to pay $1,000 fine and you walk out of jail. There's no jail. So how many people did they kill? Millions. It's estimated that they killed over 1 million people with this Oxycontin, oxycodone or whatever it's called. Opiates are a motherfucker. I mean, look, people talk about they drank and they had a problem with their drinking, or they smoked too much weed and they had a problem, and they found God and they found the steps and all that. But I gotta tell you, man, when you get that heroin, that opiate monkey on your back, or that cocaine monkey on your back, that shit is fucking crazy, man. That is like the hardest thing to get away from, right? And these people were just dishing that shit out. They were saying, yeah, there's a drug problem, heroin's bad. But meanwhile, they're shelling out the Oxycontin that has the almost exact same molecular components and same feeling, the same shit, right? They're heroin peddlers, right? So anyway, Purdue Pharma, Oxycontin prescription opioid painkiller maker controlled by members of the wealthy Sackler family, is nearing an agreement to plead guilty to criminal charges as part of a broader deal to resolve the U.S. Justice Department investigations into its alleged role in fueling the nation's opioid crisis, 6 people familiar with the matter said. But again, right in the headline, that they will avoid criminal charges in the settlement. They'll plead guilty, and then they'll pay a heavy fine. And that's precisely what they're doing. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card. If it were up to you, if one man sold another man a laced bag of heroin, and that other man died from that heroin, that person would go to jail for murder. Right? Or if the drug dealer, that's actually not correct. But you do see the point. Drug dealers at the petty level go to jail. But if you're a billionaire, if you're in that billionaire class, if you're one of the 50 billionaires in this country that buy off politicians, you don't go to jail. You take of your $50 billion that you made, or $20 billion, you have to shave off 8, and you're still left with $12 billion. You're left with billions and billions of dollars for your troubles. Do you think that they really give a shit? Do you think that they're sweating in court or going to court? No, they got a team of lawyers. This is how the wealthy live. They are isolated. They are secure in their judgment. They might be a little nervous when you start saying jail, but if it's just about money, they'll get that money and they'll pay. They'll release that money and pay the fine. Right? And that's just the system we live in, right? So if it doesn't bother you, if you think it's capitalism and you think it's good, well then there's nothing I can help you with, right? If you think if it's communism and socialism to defy people like that with that sort of power and influence, then I don't know. I don't know. I think I would say that you're stuck on socialism or communism. These or capitalism. You're stuck on these terms, or you're stuck on left, right. Oh, it's leftist. oh, it's rightist. No, it's neitherist. It's neitherist. It's rich versus poor. And here's another one. High-end retailers, posh eateries rebound after COVID setback. Oh, they rebounded. That means they didn't. The wealthy eateries and the wealthy high-end retailers for the rich people. And what is a posh eatery? It's something where you can't get out of there spending less than $300 a person. Or retail where everything is over, is thousands of dollars to buy. Those are not for regular people. Regular people don't go into a restaurant where the bill is going to be $780 or $960 or $2,000. It's for the rich. It's for the goddamn rich. After crowding around sidewalks this summer, restaurants like Maria are offering indoor dining again. It's a very, very expensive joint. Manhattan's fanciest retailers and restaurants are back, just in time for a real rough winter. There's been a surge in recent weeks at high-end fashion boutiques and restaurants reopening in central Manhattan, despite record unemployment, rising crime, municipal revenue shortfalls, school chaos. So what does that say? It says the wealthy are rebounding. They're coming back to Manhattan to their posh, homes, and they're going to have their rich lifestyle back again. All the very, very high-end boutiques will reopen or have still been open and will be solicited by these very wealthy people. And their eateries, their posh eateries are going to expand. So what happens? The rich get richer and all the poor people get kicked out because they're going to have all this extra space, right? Where there used to be a nice, a posh restaurant and it was next to a shitty restaurant, they're going to once the shitty restaurant's dead, they're just going to open up the field and have more space at a lower price. That is the prediction. The wealthy are Manhattan is going to become for wealthy only. So anyway, again, if none of that kind of, I say on the show all the time about the income and wealth inequality in this country, that it is a big deal, that we are run by the banks. Hide your face, bitch. Close her out. I don't want to see you, man. I don't want to see your face, man. If that sort of stuff doesn't really bother you, I don't know. I guess that's where we differ on that. It bothers me because I understand. I understand how economics work. I understand how the system works. Most rich people enjoy Broadway, but for the most part, the Broadway is a way to bring in a lot of European tourists. A lot of tourists from the middle of the country come to New York to see a Broadway play, but not anymore. I mentioned earlier in the show, Broadway League to announce extension of theater shutdown. So they're holding on by a thread. Right now, theaters are shut down. Under the current plan, theaters were supposed to be darkened until January of 2021, but there was no concrete date for shows beginning again. Broadway theaters abruptly closed March 12th. That's almost a year ago. Broadway shows are out of business. Out of business. No more gay waiters by day dancing across the stage, singing. I had a friend, right? He was I was a caterer, and I met a lot of gay waiters that happened to be gay and were super talented actors, singers. And I had one friend. He was in Naked Boys Dancing, Naked Boys Singing. It's a play. Look it up. Naked Boys Singing, right? And it's mostly, sometimes you'll have like a bachelorette party will show up, but it's mostly old gay men watching gay boys singing, right? And they're not boys, they're gay men, right? They're young men, adults, naked, fully fucking naked on stage, dick out and all, right? On stage, dancing and singing. And I don't know, some people like to see that. That's entertainment for others. But I know the guy, and he was very smart, he looked at it matter of fact. It's like, if, look, I get paid for what I do. If some old fat, he was gay, he didn't care about being, naked around other gay men and having other gays stare at him. That's normal, right, for him. And he was like, "Oh, listen, if they want to pay me to stare at my dick, all right, I'll whatever." It was kind of nonchalant, but I don't know what that has to do with it. But you're certainly not going to have naked boys dancing now. Naked masked boys dancing. I don't think anybody wants to see that shit, man. And then you have to cover your other hole, right? Because your asshole is like a mouth, in case you didn't know that. Because they'll say COVID-19, you can't have your ass out. It has to be in pants, because the pants acts as a mask to cut down the COVID spread. Because if you have a naked ass and someone farts, then that would be contagious. Right? That gas, if you could smell it, they'll say, and then if you smelt it, then you dealt it. Right? So anyway, that's some crazy shit right there. Broadway's fucked, is what I'm trying to say. And here we go. Conte's prediction again. Conte has predicted it again, that the hysteria of COVID-19 is designed, and maybe not initially designed, but certainly is now, to scare the living shit out of you, scare the high hell out of you to get healthy, because of the wonderful things she does, because it became too expensive to take care of you. It became too expensive to have you running to the doctor all the time. The insurance companies are getting fucked. Because that used to be a good business plan. It used to be a good business model to keep people sick. If people are sick, promote illness, promote medication, promote substance abuse, substances. Fight the ailments, fight the symptoms, and forget about the disease. What's causing it? What causes hypertension? I don't know. That's what they say. Oh, I don't know. Just take this pill and we can lower your blood pressure. Never addressing the fact that you are fucking fat, you are out of shape, you don't take care of yourself. Don't look at that, because in the past, if the medical profession looked at people's health and said, okay, well, let's really move towards prevention, and because that was the move in the 80s. We were going in the direction of preventing illness, and all that information is known. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. If we would have went in that direction in the 80s, we would have a super class of people, healthy people. You wouldn't need all these doctors and hospitals and all this insurance bullshit. You would be like me. You go to a doctor once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3. I don't even remember the last time I was at a doctor. I don't know. In fact, I went for a loose tooth, and I got to run around and fucking. I wound up just buying the pliers, the dental tooth puller, and I did it myself. Right, I just fucking did it myself. Right? I became my own dentist. Right? It was a clean pull. I watched the videos. I learned how to do it, and I just took the tooth right out. Came right out, man. So here's the new one, and I would say that this is pretty accurate, actually. CDC expands COVID risk warning to include overweight people. Yeah. Any overweight, you're susceptible to not only COVID, but you're at risk for everything: high blood pressure, fractured legs from carrying your own fat body around. You're certainly prone to getting laughed at when your fat jiggles and you're trying to do yoga. What's more funny than what? I mean, I salute when someone is obese and you're out there exercising. You have to be very, very supportive of that. And I do support you. I'm like, yes, do your thing, right? You made a mistake, you got fat, and now you're out there working. But it still doesn't make fat unfunny, right? If you're fat, you're still funny until you lose the weight, right? And it's not just the appearance that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the knowledge that morbid obesity is so fucking detrimental to your health, your heart, your lungs, your body. You're just a mess. Right? Stop eating. Eat less. Exercise more. That's more important. The more you exercise. But so on the CDC, Center for Disease Control, they added obesity to the another fucking straw on the top of the pile. A link between extra pounds and severe COVID-19 grew stronger grew stronger as the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that people who are merely overweight, not just the obese, may be at high risk of serious disease from the infection. Yeah, no doubt about it. If you're on, again, if you're obese and you're receiving high blood pressure medications, those are the things that cause the problem. I always said it. If it was an attack, if it was some sort of attack, COVID-19, it came through. It didn't come through in no aerosolized, spray. It came through in a pill. It came through in laced food. From China. Who knows where it came from? You can blame China, again, but here, that's where we stand right now, right? We stand in a place where we see so many sick people. There's so many of them. Right? There's so many sick people in this world, in this country, obese, on all kinds of fucking crazy medications to ease their pain, to ease their symptoms. And they're just getting sicker and sicker. And the more medications they get sicker and sicker. Because we have a medical profession that is not about solving the problem. It's about putting a Band-Aid, over the, I'm sorry, that was loud. Putting a Band-Aid over the symptoms. Putting a Band-Aid over the problem and not addressing the real problem, which is you are sick. You are sick and you have to get well. And how do you get well? You eat right. You drink a lot of water. You certainly don't walk around with a mask on while you're exercising. You go outside and you breathe air like it's gold. You learn how to breathe again. People forget how to breathe. They forget how to eat. You have to sleep. You have to take care of yourself. You got to meditate. You got to get rid of that crazy thoughts that tells you that you suck and that you'll never be anything in your life and that you're going to fucking die and you better put on a fucking mask. You got to take care of yourself. Right? And this is evidence. This is good. So I would say CDC expands COVID risk warning to include overweight people. Well, I look at that title as matter of fact. Of course, obesity is going to cause greater infection. The warning posted on the agency's website Tuesday means about 2/3 of Americans could face higher risks. 2/3 of America. 2/3 of America obese. I believe in shaming people. I really do, man. I believe in when a fat person is sitting there stuffing their face and eating, or they're laughing and you see the rolls in their fucking body moving, or you accidentally touch. Do you ever touch like a really fat person? It's like you can push your whole hand into their body. You think it's like solid, but it's not. Right? You take your hand and you just push into the fat. And it's like your whole fucking fist disappears into the fat. I asked a fat person that once. Can I touch you? Can I touch your fat? And you move into that fat. It's fascinating, man. You can exploring a fat body is fascinating. I've never been that fat, so I don't know, and I'm actually very lean and mean right now. I'm fucking tough. I'm like a lean 180, man. Fucking lean and mean. That's what you got to be, man. As the older you get, the thinner you get. Nearly 40% of American adults are obese, which the CDC tried to pour outcomes of the infection into late June. And about 32% are overweight. So there you go. Don't be fat. Don't be fat anymore. So let's talk about the Hasids. Good morning, everybody in the chat. We're just getting down to the. I know that the topic of this was seeds, and we're an hour later already. But listen, you know what, man? What else you got to do? You want to now look at the information I just gave you. Look at the information we just learned together. You know everything about the world that's happening, right? And I know you're sitting there waiting for the mosh pit Jew, but you got to learn about the world while we're waiting. And now we're here, so we're gonna learn on this. We can learn about this. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Don't be a dick in the chat. I saw a couple of dickeries in there. Dickery, Doc. You are fucked. You're out. You cut your shit off, man. Make you sit. Jessley Snipes. If you get timed out, and again, don't come crying to me. Don't say, oh, you time me out. You're a jerk off. No, you're a jerk off. You're a jerk off for being a jerk off. Coming in here being a jerk off. So don't be a jerk off. Calito Blegante. Jessley Snipes is here. Axel, Walking Axel. Jason Walsh, good morning, everybody. Terry Miller is here. Weevil girl. Dan did not. He didn't. I heard. He didn't, Jessley. Who else is here? Farm Cat. Jim Gerard. Sidento. Ban everything. Yeah, okay. I agree. So good morning, everybody. Let's continue. So the New York Times, I don't really want to read this, but this is the spin. It's a good picture. How a virus surged among Orthodox Jews became a crisis for New York. New York City has been holding off a second wave, but an uptick in cases in Brooklyn and Queens now threaten to bring one on. Where's the evidence? Show me the evidence. So the guy that you're seeing pronounced, the very vocal man, his name is Hechi Tesler. Hechi Tesler, center. That's him right here in the center. That's this guy. That's the guy from the video. Well, we're going to see him again. We're going to hear him talk. He's a talk radio personality who is running for city council. Oh, I didn't know any of that. Addressed supporters on Tuesday night during a protest against new restrictions in several Orthodox neighborhoods in the city. So today's Friday. That means a lot of the shit happened on Tuesday. A lot of the shit went down on Tuesday. I don't know if it's recurring. We'll try to figure that out. I don't want to read the New York Post, the New York Times, because it's bullshit. But let's just look at the headlines, and then we'll look at a lot of very cool video. De Blasio warns against violence after Cuomo's new virus rules enrage Orthodox communities. So to add insult to injury, Cuomo and de Blasio is out there ordering against violence will not be tolerated if the Jews protest. They're not going to be violent. They'll push back. They'll push back on you if you push them. That's what they do. You saw it. You saw the video. So de Blasio warned there would be no tolerance for violence after a night of furious protests in the city's Orthodox community over new shutdown orders. The neighborhood is so-called in the so-called red zone. They zoned it, where the coronavirus is rapidly spreading, will face closure of non-essential businesses, strict limits to houses of worship, and a ban on gathering under orders issued by Cuomo. Infection rates have surged in some cases as high as 8%. There's no proof of that. There's no evidence of that. No evidence of that. Right? It's just a statistic. As city and state leaders nervously stared down a potential second wave of the coronavirus. See, the Jews, right, the Hasids are breaking heavily for Trump because of this nonsense. And so what do the liberal Democrats do? They make your life more difficult. Oh, yeah, you're going to vote for the other guy? We're going to fucking squeeze your balls. That's what's going on here. At least, and that's not my assessment. You're going to hear it in this guy's own words, in Hasid's own words. So there's Cuomo and de Blasio threatening the Jews to fall in line. Let's watch some video. Orthodox Jews protesting COVID lockdown in Borough Park. We may have watched this already, but let's watch. Trump signs everywhere. I told you long ago, when you kick one, they're like dogs. You kick one, they all get up, and they're going to get firmer and more together. They don't grow divided. This community doesn't get. They're not divided amongst each other. They are one fucking mind. Once everybody is on the same page, right? And good luck, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, going into this neighborhood and trying to break shit. See what happens to you. They will surround you. Thousands of Hasids will surround you and stop the nonsense. They will take this shit into their own hands. It's brilliant. They're pushing the cop around. They're pushing 2 cops around. The police are on their side, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. The police love this anti-mask nonsense. They love it. You're not going to see the police violently interact with the Jewish community. Never. No fucking way. No way. I'm only pissed that I didn't catch it. This is October 7th. This video only has 200 views. That's amazing. Fun TV. 200, oh no, it has 200 views. That's nothing. So a lot of noise. It's a lot of on the street. It's just it shows community. Some of them are wearing masks. Some of them are not wearing masks. Right. The Trump sign is evident. There's 2 cops in the middle of this, and they're just being pushed around. The Jews are not going to get violent against the police. It's not their modus operandi. It's not what they do. Not what they do at all. They're funny people, man, aren't they? They're young too. All the young people are out. See, some of these are just like 20. They're teenagers. They're like 20 years old. Get out of our neighborhood, right? You're getting kicked out of the neighborhood. Get out! Get out! What are you doing here? What are you doing? You don't live here.
Get out! Good. Get out! Get out of here! Why are you here for? Get out of here!
Wow, they're New Yorkers too. The Jews are New Yorkers, right? So here's the. I think we watched this one already. Let me push this one back. We'll end on that one. I want to show you what we haven't seen. What haven't we seen yet? Oh, here's this guy. So here's Hechi Tesler speaking. This guy's really good. Check this out.
To apologize to the commissioner when you interrupted his press conference. Not that you interrupted, but maybe you were a little too strong in his words.
Strong? You snuck into my community on an Erev Shabbos, trying to make a press conference and embarrass my people, which is okay. You came with no documents like I have. Not one piece of paper on the dais. You just said there's an uptick. There's no corona testing anywhere in Borough Park, Flatbush. You're not giving away masks, which you claim you are.
Did you hear that stat? Did you hear what he just said? That there's no uptick in his neighborhood. There's no fucking uptick. He's got the evidence in his hand. There's no uptick. Where are you getting your information, de Blasio? You see how they're acting? It's politics. It's not about a virus.
You came with no documents like I have. Not one piece of paper on the dais. You just said there's an uptick. There's no corona testing anywhere in Borough Park, Flatbush. You're not giving away masks, which you claim you are. So tell me, why would I apologize to a liar? When you lie, I'm going to find you. I don't lie. I make mistakes. I don't lie. And you know what? Any police officer, you want to come arrest me? I'm here. I don't do nothing illegal, and I know the law very well. I'm telling you now, you better have a warrant, and all you people, all your homeowners, all your store owners, they have to have a warrant to enter your place. If they want to serve you a summons, you make them serve it outside. You're allowed to tell them to leave. They're going to serve it to you anyways. They can't close your store without a court order. Whatever the mayor says, whatever lies they tell you. Yeshivas,
do you hear what he's saying, man? This is why they win. This is why they win, right? This is everybody should take note. The Jews are leading the charge. These are very smart, they're very calculated, and they're all together on it. You don't have to ask you don't have to go to the Hasidic community and ask them what they think. This is what they think. They have a spokesperson and they get behind them, and that's what they think. If you shut them down or you try to shut them down, you better have a court order, you better have a warrant, you better have all your legal shit, all your legal ducks in a row, because they will fight you till the bitter end. And
they can't close your yeshivas without a court order. Listen to me, I know they're going to take away your money. They must have a court order. Thank you. Good night.
And one more thing. What about the New York Post? Would you like
New York Post is a bunch of idiots. I mean,
they're causing this whole storm now.
I happen to like the
Will
New
you
York Post.
demand a retraction?
No, I don't need. Who needs the New York Post? A bunch of losers. I like to watch their funny papers because the whole place is a bunch of comics. By the way, tomorrow I'll be walking through Borough Park with the New York Times, and I will be showing him what Borough Park is about. But again, tonight, I had a lot of complaints of a lot of Spanish people making parties in their backyards. I went and spoke to them. Again, you're blaming us. You're trying to find the Jewish community, and it's a lie after lie after lie. And I will be taking video pictures in Harlem this week. I will be going down to East New York. I will be going to Queens, and I'll be showing you other communities that don't wear masks. It's Dover.
This guy is a hero. This guy is a fucking hero. This guy should run for mayor of New York. Hechi Tesler.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor is a bad man. The governor is mentally ill, but the mayor is just an evil. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming. Help me. I want you to know I was here today after speaking to my assemblyman, and I was told there were 6 people brought in with corona. I was in there. 1. They said he was in the ICU. I couldn't get into the ICU, but I did go by, and I do have a friend, of course, in the emergency room who told me, no, Hechi, all the people in the ICU do not have corona. Fine. I'm now told that...
Wow. He got into the hospital. He pushed into the hospital. Nobody has corona. Woo!
3 Jewish men were dead. I tried to find out who these 3 men are. I go to all the people's mournings. I go to funerals. I know.
Right. So that's a good point, right? Hechi's saying that people died in his community. Where? If a Jew dies, everybody knows about it. It's a community. They go. He knows They know everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Do you understand how it works? They're fucking lying. The gig is up. The gig is up. He's saying people died. They're telling him Hasidic people died, and Hechi Tesler is saying where? Where's the body? We don't fucking. What are you talking about? Where? What Hasid died? No Hasids died of COVID-19. We know the families. They go to the temple. We would know. Oh my God, somebody died of COVID-19. It's just total bullshit being revealed. Listen to that part again. That's really
all the people in the ICU do not have corona. Fine. I'm now told that 3 Jewish men were dead. I tried to find out who these 3 men are. I go to all the people's mournings. I go to funerals. I know everybody in my community. Which 3 people in Borough Park died? No 3 people that I know of died. They are just lying. And I'm telling you right now, I have reports. And I'm telling you again, ladies and gentlemen, out of the 7 million people that got corona, 99.5% are better. By the way, Shimon, by the uptick, I want you to know, is by all these Unicare, or what is this, Corona, what are these places? They're taking tests, and none of them are Jews. Today I found out they gave 2,000 Mexicans, or Latin Americans, or Latin people, these tests, and they were found positive. Not the Jewish people. None of the Jewish people taking the tests. So again, lies. No 6 people were brought in with corona today. I was inside this hospital today. I verified nobody here. I know you're going to say, hey, she's crazy today. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Give me the names of the people. I'd like to go to their funerals. I'd like to mourn with the families.
Yep.
It's before Yom Kippur. I pray for you. I know that the schools are scared you're taking away the funding. But if you think I'm going to wear masks so the schools should not be scared, and all these rabbis are calling around, telling us, they're threatening us, Shimon. If you don't wear a mask, we're going to close down my yeshivas. So maybe I'll put the yellow Jude sign there so when you run me into the gas chambers. By the way, the guy I screamed at on Friday, Mr. Katz, his father died 2 days before. He should be sitting shiva and crying. Instead, he came to embarrass the Jewish community. Mr. Mayor, I'm not threatening you because you're a piece of garbage, but don't come into my neighborhood because you're a liar and a thief. And when I get elected, I'm going to figure out a way. I don't know how to recall you, but I'm going to figure out some kind of legal manner that no animal like you or your wife or anybody like this can ever do this to our community again. Hechi Tesler here reporting from the front of Maimonides Hospital. There is no corona. One guy, I know him personally. He really had double pneumonia, and they put corona in there. If you want to show everybody...
You love this guy, man. I fucking love this guy's a hero, man. I want to get a Hechi Tesler, Hechi Tesler T-shirt, man. Right? This guy is awesome.
They're going to bring 2,000 tests on Tuesday, but I'm going to bring my own 2,000 tests. So if you want to really be tested for corona, come meet me.
Look at his yarmulke's like sideways. Right?
This is what I was told today.
He's got his side shit, man. It's like his hat is on the side.
That you are correct, Hechi, that 40% of the tests are no good. But if you want to look at it the other way, the people who come back negative should be 40% the same way.
It's so funny, but it's so real that you just said it. 40% of the 40% of the testing is wrong. And they're shutting these people down, man. This is their livelihood. They're taking away their businesses, telling them you can't have more than 10 people in a temple, in the whatever it is, the fucking, is it temple? I don't know. What's the Jewish thing called? The fucking where they meet? Synagogue. Excuse me. I knew it. You can't have more than 10 people in a synagogue. It's very, very sad. It's very sad, because the synagogue as well is part of business. Now, in a Jewish community, the religion is at the center. There's no separation between, religion and commerce. It's all the same. A Jew is a Jew, right? You go to the temple and they'll take care of you, right? And the synagogue. And anyway, it's just very, very sad. It's prosecution of people based on fictitious numbers. Let's let them finish it out.
It doesn't work like that. Would you like to actually drive a car that has brakes that don't work 40% of the time? Would you like to go into a building that's missing 40% of its beams? Really, do you want to eat a bread that has only 40% of the ingredients missing? What's wrong with you guys? I am telling you that it's a lie, and I'm very disappointed with Hatzolah. I like Hatzolah. But if you're going to make false claims because you want to make $50 and $100 a patient, it's not true. Again, Hechi Tesler is inside. There is one corona patient. There is no 6 people. By the way, on the average, if you go back over the last 15 years of statistics, we have an average of 6 to 7 people a day that die in Maimonides Hospital. Forget the other hospitals. So let's calculate that over 364 days. You're looking at 2,000 people a die. Over the 30 hospitals on the average, I don't know, what is that, 60,000 people? What's the number that died in New York City? Only 20,000? My God, thank you, Corona. We got better.
What? Right? That's how you crunch the numbers. You look at the numbers and say the death rate overall in hospitals is down. Brilliant. Totally brilliant. Hechi Tesler for president.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the government is up to. I don't know what the mayor is up to. Something is wrong. But while Hechi's in town, I'm going to be the new sheriff. This is going to stop. I know people are saying, Hechi, you're unhinged. What do you want me to do? You want me to be hinged? Here's my suit and tie. I'm going to be hinged. But being nice, so far, nobody's helped you. All they want to do is shut down your schools.
Nice, man. Hechi Tesler. Here's a little more. This guy's good too. This guy's rabbi begs for President Trump to help Jewish community. They're begging Trump. Let's listen.
I'm talking with Rabbi Handler.
They're all New Yorkers. They talk like this. I'm talking with Rabbi Handler. How you doing?
Are you aware of what Governor Cuomo just said an hour ago?
Yes, I saw the information that you cannot have more than 10 people in shul. What's happening right now is we are being subjected to a soft pogrom. It's called the slicing the salami technique. Every day they slice another slice and they push us to the wall and they bully us. I don't think that...
These are very smart, calculated, intellectual people, very, very honest, very, very forthright. They mean what they say and they say what they mean. I told you that the second I saw it, like back on Tuesday, right? They're not fucking around. Now they're coming out. They're gonna come. They're coming for you.
That the Askanim and many of the Rabbanim are aware of what's going on. Rabbi David Smith is aware, and he made a video and warned us about it. So I'm going to explain what's going on, but first I want to start off by making an appeal to the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, who's always been nice to Jews, and to his Attorney General, Mr. Barr, we have no...
Mac shows is a disgrace to the NYPD.
Defund the police? That's absolutely insane.
They look at Mac shows.
Oh, this is a
How did
local,
this guy ever slip in
smear.
here?
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Hoodwinked us all the way.
He's lying.
Let's watch. I'm sorry.
representation here in New York State. We have no protection. We have the governor who's a mass murderer who has killed over 11,000 people in nursing homes.
Yep.
There's no argument about that. He did it.
Wow. He called Cuomo a mass murderer. Wow.
Murderer who has killed over 11. Representation here in New York State. We have no protection. We have the governor who's a mass murderer who has killed over 11,000 people in nursing homes. There's no argument about that. He did it intentionally. He was warned that if he put sick people in nursing homes who have COVID, they would die. And he threatened the nursing home owners if they don't take them, and that they would lose their licenses. And the threat of blackmail, they took them in. 40% of the deaths in New York State, over 11,000 people died. 40% was in nursing homes.
They're armed with the facts. They're coming at you, and they're armed with the facts. He just gave you the facts. Cuomo packed the nursing homes with sick people and threatened the nursing home owners, a lot of which are Hasidic Jews. A lot of Hasids own nursing homes. I worked in a nursing home that was all owned by Hasids. It wasn't Hasid people in the nursing home, but it was owned by Hasids, and they got threatened. Take these people, and then 11,000 people died because of Cuomo's mandate, right? It will take away your license if you don't take them, and then 11,000 people died, and that is the fact.
Directly due to Governor Cuomo and to his Dr. Mengele, Howard Zucker, who works for him, takes his orders. We have a mayor in this city who is a communist, a leftist communist, who has no regard for business people. He allowed rioters to destroy Macy's, destroy all the stores on Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue. Yep. He did not let the police stop them. Looting, destruction, firebombs, and to this very day, they're under threat. People in the stores are being robbed in the stores by people wilding in the stores. I have that information. So I appeal to you, President Trump.
Everything this guy is saying, he could back it with facts. That's how you fight. That's how you fight. You want to carry a sign and put a fucking Trump sign on your lawn? No, this is how you fight back. You get out. You arm yourself with the facts. This guy and Hechi.
And Attorney General Barr, we have no protection here. The city is totally in a state of anarchy. You have already proclaimed that New York City is a city that is in terror, and now we'd like you to take action and do something to sue the mayor and sue the governor and stop them from conducting this soft pogrom against our community. We are not being allowed to pray in our synagogues. You have already taken action in Washington, D.C. to protect the churches there from the mayor over there. And we'd like you to come here and do the same thing. We are not allowed to open our schools and our yeshivas and our Beis Yaakov schools for our girls. We're being deprived of an education. Our children are wandering the streets and being destroyed. In Jewish thought, this is called pikuach nefesh. Godol hamachtio yosem in ahargo. To kill a person spiritually is worse than to kill him physically. And our children are...
This is who the Jewish people are, man. It's a tearjerker because they're very, very. You heard what he said, that they're destroying the spirit of the community. They're destroying. They did it to the black community for years and years. The dirty, stupid Democrats, ripping prosecuting fathers and ripping children away from their mothers and all the shit that they do in the ghetto, right? And the fucking the welfare system destroys the minority communities. And these people are not going to tolerate it. That's what his observation, this rabbi's observation, religious man, is saying, that if you continue to destroy the spiritual center of our community, it's an act of war, literally.
are being killed spiritually by these restrictions, by these lockdowns. And the governor says that, well, it's because I love you. The mayor says, it's tough love. We love the Jewish community. We're doing it for your own good. Oh, really? You're doing it for our own good? Everybody knows.
When Nicole Malliotakis was learning to lie in Albany, I was bleeding for my country.
We got to watch a 15-second ad. This guy's a clown right here, Max Rose. So pretty intense, right? Pretty intense delivery by this guy. Love him.
Dr. Gupta of Oxford University has stated very clearly with their two colleagues around the world, masks do not work. The pores in the mask, the pores in this mask are 400 times larger than the size of the virus. How can they possibly filter the virus? When you put on the mask, there's holes on top, holes on the bottom, holes on the side. This mask is junk. It's garbage. It's BS. What is the purpose of the mask? The purpose of the mask is to get you to comply, to scare you. Hermann Goering of the Third Reich was asked at the Nuremberg trial, how did you get the German people to do these terrible, horrible holocausts? He says, it's easy. You just scare them. You inflict terror. The mask is a tool of terror. You look around you, everybody's wearing a mask. Oh, God. Our lives are in danger. We have to do whatever the governor says.
Mask is a tool of terror. Oh, man. You guys better start taking out your Jewish stars, man. You better start. This guy is genius. This guy's a genius. Listen to that, man. We've been saying this shit all along, but here he is.
How did you get the German people to do these terrible, horrible holocausts? He says, it's easy. You just scare them.
Scare them.
You inflict terror. The mask is a tool of terror. You look around you, you just scare them. You inflict terror. The mask is a tool of terror. You look around you, everybody's wearing a mask. Oh, God, our lives are in danger. We have to do whatever the governor says, whatever the mayor says. And your mind is frozen. You can't think straight.
Yep.
Who is this governor who cares about us? This is the man who made a regulation, an executive order, dictatorial executive order. Nursing homes in New York State must take in people from the hospitals who are stricken with COVID-19.
And I got to tell you, right? You see, from Hechi Tesler to this rabbi right here, there's hundreds of guys like this. There's hundreds of leaders in the Hasidic community all over the world. There's like, 1 million fucking Jews in New York. You're fighting an army. And they're all educated and they're all armed with the facts. Look at the facts this guy is pumping out, right? It's not like he's sleeping. The guy is totally paying attention, right? He's a religious leader, but he's totally paying attention to what's going on in the world.
And bring them into a population of vulnerable people who are weak, who haven't got strong immune systems. He was warned by emails from the nursing home operators, you're going to kill our people. Don't do it. And he said, he had a conference call with his Dr. Mengele, Howard Zucker, if you don't follow my executive order, you're going to lose your license. I'm going to take away your business. You'll be poor. You'll be impoverished. And so under blackmail, they followed his orders, and 40% of the deaths in New York State, over 11,000 elderly people died. Not died, they were murdered intentionally. There was only one nursing home operator in New Jersey where they also...
So now, you see how the Jewish community will spin it? They're going to come after Cuomo for criminal manslaughter, murder. They're going to label Cuomo a murderer. If you continue to take away our businesses, we're going to get you thrown in jail for murdering 11,000 elderly people. You want to play? That's what you're going to play against.
They made a similar law. An Orthodox Jew who asked his rabbi and said, should I comply with this law? They're going to kill my people. He said, no, you have no right to make a living by killing your people. If they take away a license, so be it. So he did not listen. He defied the governor. And you know what? He was the only nursing home in New Jersey where no one died because he cared about human life. And he respected his rabbi who told him that he must not murder people. And so that's the governor, mass murdering psychopath. He cares about us, he loves us. If you believe that, then I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I would like to sell you for a very good price. It's called the Brooklyn Bridge. And we have a mayor who lets wild people destroy the city. He says he has tough love for our community. Tough love? He's a communist. He doesn't care about business people. He wants to destroy our businesses in Borough Park, close them, and choke them to death so they don't have any business. Half of the restaurants in New York State are closed and will never reopen. They've been totally destroyed. The business people have been destroyed. Don't tell me it's about health, because the masks don't work. Don't tell me about that.
So how come we don't see cases of people telling me and you, or anyone, I wore a mask every time, I always wash my hands, and you see, I got COVID anyway. Where are all those people?
Well, the people who have masks do get COVID. Rabbi Soloveitchik has a yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael, and he said he does not observe the lockdowns. In his yeshiva, he says the boys can do whatever they please. The only boys in his yeshiva who became sick with COVID was one boy who was wearing a mask and another boy who was hiding in the dormitory under lockdown. They were the ones who got sick. The boys who were learning Torah and didn't observe these silly things did not get sick.
But what were they doing? I'm sure they were doing something. They were just careful, washing their hands, or...
Well, they washed their hands, all right, they're normal precautions, all right, that's fine.
Normal halacha.
That's fine, that's normal halacha. But you have to understand, these people don't care about you. They're not worried about you. Another indication is, if the mayor really and truly believes that social distancing is important and masks are important.
Hold that thought. Sorry for the commercials. Let's see what they're trying to sell us now. They're trying to sell us Southern California. Skip that shit.
Why did he address a Black Lives Matter rally in Brooklyn? Over 1,000 people packed together like sardines, and the mayor lecturing to them without a mask. If he really thought that they would die, would he have done that?
Well, maybe he doesn't care about them either.
No, he does care about them because those are his troops. Those are his people, leftist communists. He does care about them. And his daughter, by the way, was also part of that group. The answer is these politicians know that this mask is baloney. Social distancing is baloney. Everybody's going to get COVID-19. The only solution, the only real solution is what Dr. Zelenko said. Stay out of the hospital by taking hydroxychloroquine as a preventive prophylactic together with zinc, which will kill the virus. And you must do it in the first 5 days. Don't give me these phony studies where you gave hydroxy to someone in the hospital who was half dead. Of course it doesn't work then. It has to be done in the first 5 days as soon as you feel anything. Your sense of smell is bothering you. You have problems. Or if you can't get hydroxy, because the governor of our state has restricted it and has told the pharmacists they will lose their licenses and the doctors will lose their licenses if they dare to prescribe this life-saving drug.
You see how the state of New York works, where they threaten you. They don't say it lightly. They, like the bars, if the bars open, inside, if there's an inside bar, they take away your liquor license. They take away your livelihood. It really is like Gestapo. That really is without any evidence. When we look at the facts in front of us and a very, very low mortality rate, it just doesn't justify it. But I'm glad that the Hasids are vocal about it, but they've had enough. You put their back against the wall, and now they're coming for you.
This very compassionate governor of ours, if you can't get it, use quercetin with vitamin C together with your zinc, and that will also prevent your getting stage 2 of the coronavirus, which kicks in after 5 days. After 5 days, you get organ damage. So therefore, Dr. Zelenko says he doesn't wait for proof of any kind or testing of any kind. As soon as someone has symptoms, he immediately starts them on the drug as a prophylactic, just like President Trump did. When he took the drug, he wasn't sick a few months ago, it was a month ago. He just took it for prevention, that's all. And you can do that. And how is it that all these doctors that are treating hundreds of patients, they don't get sick? What's their secret? Well, they said their secret at the press conference of the frontline doctors in Washington that was not covered adequately by the media and censored. The doctor said, I take as a prophylactic hydroxychloroquine twice a week. And so do the doctors in India and all over the world, and many world leaders. And that keeps them out of trouble. It does not allow
This guy's fascinating, right? He just draws you right in. I don't know if I buy the whole hydroxychloroquine. I would say there's other things that you can do, and for me, it's extreme exercise and healthy eating and deep breathing away, in the woods. Everybody has their own thing, but if you want to sit there and take a pill, I'm not really with that. But totally accurate about the whole, the mask being ridiculous and such. It's really good stuff, man. It's a video you got to watch twice.
Virus to replicate. So I say to the governor and the mayor, you are a bunch of fakes, phonies, and frauds. You don't care about people. On the contrary, you are psychopathic murderers of people, and you're psychopathic murderers of their businesses and their livelihoods. Many people have committed suicide, thank God not in the Jewish community, because they lost their livelihoods and their businesses that they worked their entire lives for because of these crazy lockdowns that don't work. The only solution is what Dr. Zelenko has told you. Make sure everybody has access to these drugs which prevent the replication of the virus. Hydroxychloroquine, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D is also helpful, and even NAC, N-acetylcysteine, which prevents one of the problems that comes up with COVID, which is coagulation of the drugs.
Also exercise, Rabbi, respectfully. Exercise, when you have a strong body and a strong mind, you're very resilient. Right? It's the opposite of being a sick person or a fat person.
You have problems with blood clots, and NAC, N-acetylcysteine, breaks up these blood clots, prevents you from getting heart attacks and strokes. So I advise you people.
These are being.
I like to advise them to get a channel without all these goddamn commercials. Silly shit.
Released on the market after.
Yes.
Do what Dr. Zelenko has said. He's had thousands of patients. He's being consulted by governments all over the world, including now the government of Israel and Vice President Pence. And he has said, in his practice, nobody goes to the hospital. He gets things done in the first 5 days so that people will stay out of the hospital. The hospital is a dangerous place. Originally, they were murdering people with ventilators, blowing up their...
Oh my God, the fucking truth coming out of this guy's mouth is just so fucking alert. Right, we found that to be true, that the ventilators were killing people.
Lungs with too much pressure. Now I'm just hearing cases where people, so that people will stay out of the hospital. The hospital is a dangerous place. Originally, they were murdering people with ventilators, blowing up their lungs with too much pressure. Now I'm just hearing cases where people go into the hospital and they don't even get a drink of water for 12 hours. They're starving them.
You got to understand who this guy is, right? He's a spiritual leader in a very, very, very lucrative community. A lot of the Hasid, as I said, own nursing homes. They work in the hospitals. They own the hospitals. They own these things. They control these things. This is not just some guy coming off the top of his head. He's telling you from the horse's mouth. He's telling you from the inside that the businesses are threatened. If they don't do it, they're going to lose their livelihood and such. And he's telling you that the ventilators themselves, right? If he has people within his community that are in charge of that sort of thing, everybody saw that the ventilators, right? The doctors were coming out telling you that the ventilators were blowing people's lungs up. We knew this months ago, and here's the Jewish community now talking about it.
Making them weak.
That is still going on?
It's still going on. I just got a report today. Hospitals are not giving water. They're treating people like garbage. So I warn you, stay out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Take these preventive measures. And more importantly, I want to close again. Please, President Trump, and please, Attorney General Barr, you're already taking action in Washington, D.C. against Mayor Bosner, I think her name is, who she's closing down churches, okay? Because you say the First Amendment gives us religious rights, and you can't simply take away people's right to practice their religion because of some medical extremism. This medical extremism, these fake, phony, fraud medical data, you're using testing to show that people are sick. The tests are PCR tests. The head of Pfizer Laboratories, one of the heads of Pfizer Laboratories, wrote a long article, 13 pages, I printed it out, and he said, in our laboratory, we use PCR tests very critical way because it works by amplification. You amplify the slightest indication to bring it up. This is very hard to control, and it's definitely not to be used in clinical situations with human beings, because if you had a cold 3 months ago, we're going to amplify that little corona from the cold and tell you you're testing positive when you're perfectly healthy. The only reason this testing is being pushed by Governor Cuomo, we have a testing center here on 40th Street and Fort Hamilton Parkway, is because it empowers him and it empowers the mayor.
And there's a lot of money involved also. They're making money
too. But because of these tests, they can go to the media and say, oh, we're having so many cases. And therefore, it's critical. And in the minds of people who are not too knowledgeable, a case means death, which it is not. It means you were tested positive for a PCR test that is 90% not accurate. So therefore, notice the change. When they started in March, they said
hospitalizations. Now it's
we're going to monitor deaths, the number of deaths.
I think I'm going to become a Hasidic Jew, man. I would feel protected there. I'm going to go there. How do I join? That's what I'll go down there.
Well, that's right.
And when the
deaths, hospitalizations,
down,
now it's cases.
We're going to stop. Well, when the deaths went down in July, they were almost zero. We're near zero now with deaths. They can't use that as an excuse for their military law, for their emergency powers that they have now as dictatorship. But they still want to be dictators. They still want to do what they want to do. So okay, we'll change the goalpost now. Now it's going to be hospitalizations, and now it's going to be just testing positive.
Let's figure out. They hate this guy, man. This Max Rose guy. Fuck him, man.
Don't be fools. Do not close the yeshivas. Do not close the girls' schools. If we all stand together, as Benjamin Franklin said, either we hang together or we will hang separately. That's my message to the Jewish community. Stop being bullied by bullies. Stop it. And go to the President of the United States and Attorney General Barr. Agudas Yisrael has Abba Cohen. They have a lobbyist there who is well connected. Go there and bring them in here, just like they're doing in Washington, D.C., and let's stop this soft pogrom against our community. Thank you very much. A good yontif.
See, it's not like a gang of youths. That's what I'm trying to say about the Hasids. This is the oldest and the wisest coming out, voicing the truth. It's not a bunch of kids in the street. This is who's behind. This is who's behind the resistance. Guys like this rabbi right here. Let's watch a little more. What else we got? I know they're funny.
So what safety precautions should people take?
Nothing.
What do you advise?
Well, nothing, really. I mean, if you want to wear the masks, you can wear the mask.
Hechi Tesler.
Right. I have a guy who works in the funeral home with masks. People have died. And I'm telling you, I, as you can see from all my videos, I don't wear the masks. If I go into a store, I respect the store. I respect people, and you can do that. You want to stay 6 feet away? Stay 6 feet away. If somebody asks you to stay away from them, you stay away from them. You respect another person, except if it's Cuomo and de Blasio. They're not people. Again, Pete Cuomo and idiot de Blasio. Mr. de Blasio, I'm coming for you. I'm not going to beat you up because you're an idiot, but I'm telling you one day you're going to get it. We come from the fires. Our grandparents were in the fires. They tortured us. They beat us. They killed us. My family was wiped out. If you think that I'm going to let this happen today to my community that I've worked with for 35 years, I promise you. Nobody wants to see. I don't know. Can we be in the street officer or no? Everybody off the street.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they're saying, but I like it. Fucking rock star, man.
Nobody knows my show. We are here today. We are doing a civil disobedience protest, and we're going to start doing this every day. I'm just going to give a message to you, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Cuomo. We beat you in court. Where court order still stands. I'm just telling you right now. Whatever he just told us to do, that our schools and synagogues are closed, he's in contempt of court. We are now filing a new injunction. I know what your name is, young lady, but we're filing a new injunction. I'm going to have it up and running in about 2 or 3 days. We are going to then finish his appeal. He tried to appeal. We actually won. Not only the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. And we have our schools, our synagogues, everything could be open, and 50%. We, and according to the First Amendment, maybe people don't understand this, the Constitution overrides everything. So, Mr. President, I know you're better now. Please come and help us. But we will not listen to you, Governor. Mr. Mayor, if you hurt my people, I'm holding you responsible. I'm warning you. Anybody gets hurt, God forbid somebody dies, I am going to personally sue you every single dollar I have, young lady.
Every single dollar.
My name is Hechi Tesler. I'm running for city council, and I'm going to have enough city councilmen that anybody who gets a fine, anybody, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, don't pay your fine.
Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump!
You get a fine, do not pay it. When I get into the city council, my first bill, my first piece of legislation is going to wipe out and give amnesty to anybody that got a fine during this time. Yep. That's the first bill. And then, of course, we're going to defund the Department of Buildings, the Department of Health. We're going to have to fire everybody. HBD, I like some of them. And, of course, sanitation. They're all garbage. You're all gone, guys. Except for the workers. I do like them. So we're going to combine them, and I'm going to save you in my budget over $1.7 billion when I combine these agencies. And I'll show you how it's done correctly.
Yep. Those guys mean business, man. I think we got one. Oh, here's a young man. This guy saying some shit.
Man, I know a lot of y'all been hearing a lot about this C virus. Don't want to say the name because it's going to trip the algorithm, and this video ain't going to get its proper reach. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the C virus. Check this out. I keep telling y'all, man, the government promote fear. That's how they control us.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? People don't know about nothing. They just tell you what they want to tell you throughout the news and all these different platforms, and then people just go to running and panicking. But listen, this is what I want to tell y'all. I'm going to show y'all this video, and I want y'all to pay close attention because me and a lot of other researchers been telling y'all for a long time they want to vaccinate 90% of the population, at least 90%. That's why this big scare thing is out there. And people going to be willingly getting vaccinated. I've been telling y'all about vaccines from day one. I've been giving y'all people nurses who've been working 25 plus years, crying, telling y'all what's wrong with these vaccines. Like I done my part. Now I want to show y'all this video, and I want y'all to pay close attention to this video. And maybe you can put some of this stuff together because it's a lot of fake news out there. But y'all know I get mine for the source. And I really want
we're not going to watch this video, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, Papa
It sounds far-fetched to the average person who hasn't heard this before. But
Papa Duck, thank you. Truth bombing. This is Conte reporting. Good morning, everybody. So there you have it, man. That was a long show, man. Thank you guys for hanging in there. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I've never been to 2 hours. Maybe we should just stick around for another few minutes and call it a 2-hour video. But that's what's going on, man. The world is falling apart. No, people are waking up, man. I couldn't agree more with the Hasidic community, the rabbis, and this Hechi Tesler guy. And the whole community are fed up, right? And they're armed with the facts, man. You heard that guy rattle it off. They know how the city works. They know everybody. They pay people pay them. They're deeply embedded in the economics of New York City, the Hasidic community. And if you kick them, they will fucking hurt you. They will choke you. They will vote you out. They will bring you up. I really hope that rabbi brings criminal murder charges to Andrew Cuomo for killing off 11,000 elderly people in the nursing homes. I really do hope that happens. You know what I'm saying? So Mark's Conte reporting. Thank you everybody in the chat. Fucking motherfuckers in the chat. Hey, while you're here, man, become a Patreon of this channel, right? I know that thing or two about YouTube. You gotta get around the curve, man. Patreon, PayPal.